So the Spirit mod has officially been released for Tmod Loader version 1.4. This is a massive content mod that adds awesome new weapons, bosses, biomes, contracts, and so many other interesting game mechanics. This video will showcase some of my favorite content in this update, beginning with bosses. There are 17 combined new bosses and mini bosses scattered throughout the Spirit mod, from pre-hard mode to hard mode, and going even as late as the Atlas, which is available post-Golem. This boss is absolutely massive and uses his arms to attack the player. Other moves including firing prismatic bolts and also summoning cobbled eyes that circle around the boss. Other bosses include the Starplate Voyager, a pre-Wall of Flesh worm boss with only glowing segments being able to take damage, and the Moon Jelly Wizard, an early game boss which uses lightning attacks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there aren't any heavy boss reworks in this port, so I'll just move on to talk about the weapons. There's legit hundreds of weapons in this mod. My favorite has to be the Dragon Blade, that fits my vanity set so damn well. Anyways, I'll be showcasing the ones that were reworked in this update, beginning with the Ranger class. The Heart Strike got an updated sprite and visual effects. When hitting an enemy, an empowered shot is stored, and right clicking will fire the empowered arrow. Next up is the Blaster, and just let me summarize this for you. With the old blasters, each time that they were dropped from an enemy, they'll be given a random name and weapon effect, and right clicking would switch between the two modes, like poison, shock, fire, or freeze. Now when you obtain the blaster, this will be randomized between a pool of 7 blasters. They've reworked every individual randomized element and added even more rare counterparts with distinct effects. This is me getting a bunch of perihelic blasters from the cheat sheet menu, and as you can see, they appear to be all different each time. You can even have 2 of the exact same blasters, such as the Axial Blaster, but their function will be slightly different each time, like this one being a shotgun, while the other Axial Blaster having rapid fire attacks instead, which I gotta say is super creative and makes this weapon possibly one of the most unique I've ever seen. For the Mage class, there isn't really any major overhauls, just one for the Gilded Tome, with an added unique use animation, and now firing in 2 projectile bursts. These projectiles are now bigger and create a damaging AoE on tile collision, as well as other Mage visual improvements to the Tome of 1,000 Fangs, Eye of the Beholder, and the Talon's Fury. And the same things can be said about the Summoner, with really no new reworks. However, they do have some pretty unique summoner active weapons, like Arcane Codexes, which can create various different auras. And now moving on to the melee class, which definitely received the most changes out of all the classes. The Rime Howl has an updated directional swing effect, and the Frostbone Wave is replaced with a new Ice Wave projectile that fires after every 3rd swing. The Talon Blade now fires a barrage of feathers around its swing arc. The Head Splitter received new updated visuals and swing animations, and its right click function has a cooldown and deals bonus damage to enemies inflicted by surging anguish. The Unstable Colonnade has been reworked to behave like 1.4 flails. If you wind it up completely, it erupts into granite chunks when hitting an enemy. And the Clattering Mace has also been reworked to behave like 1.4 flails. And now let's talk about clubs, which are a new weapon type for the melee class, that has also received the rework with their swing and wind up animations being tweaked, as well as all these changes which I'll list on the screen. If you want to read every single individual club balance change, as well as new weapon changes, I'll be sure to link those all in the description below. Now moving on to biomes. There is still the main 3, including the Spirit biome, available in hard mode, the Asteroid Field, which is generated in the space layer, above one of the oceans in your world, and the Blair biome, a cursed forest with an extremely large living tree to explore, with treasure loot, and even a spooky Vine Wrath boss in the deepest layer. You'll also find the Ensnared Adventurer NPC down here, which unlocks Spirit Mod's quest system. And just let me tell you, the UI alone is amazing. All the quests are listed here and are neatly organized into different categories, like Explorer, Forager, or Slayer, and you will have to activate the quests in order to make a count. However, you can activate as many as you like. Your active quests will be displayed below your health and mana bars, and opening your inventory and clicking on this book will bring you back to the main quest page. And that was basically all I wanted to showcase in this Spirit mod port. However, there is a lot more content that I won't spoil, and if you want to play the full mod, everything is linked in the description below. Goodbye.